Hello, Virgo. Healing Grasshopper here to do your August 2024 reading. Now, you may be wondering why there are cards out already. You'd be very surprised that I did an entire hour of work with you that I had to trash because I did two readings for you. The first reading, the audio was screwed up. The second reading, no audio. First reading was 30 minutes. Second reading was just about the same amount of time. So, I can't believe it. So the first reading, I didn't realize that the audio was screwed up until I went to edit it and the cards were already put away. But the second time I did the reading, I went to check the video right away and saw that there was no audio. So the second time around, I knew better and I kept the cards out. So, you know, uh, for the second video, I was like, okay, you're going to get a bonus because I'm going to tell you about the first reading. And I went through the whole first reading by memory and then pulled out these cards. And it was pretty much the same message. Um, some of the same cards and, you know, so now you're getting bonus. We're going to talk about the first reading that you can't see here. And the general message of this reading was you are going to be, oh wait, uh, I think it'll be really helpful to get, yes, okay. We've got your astrology up, which there's not much to tell other than there is a Saturn square Jupiter happening on the 19th. The energy is going to stay with us for the subsequent handful of weeks. And it's inviting you, Virgo, to shed all bad habits and excesses that might be unhealthy or counterproductive. Also, caution in spending and an urge to make wise choices in finances will be advised. Um, the wise choices in finances, I am guessing that it's really just saying that because you, like the rest of the signs, are in the midst of really building new situations and entering new paradigms, that there will be things that you'll be putting together in the near future that's going to require some extra funds. So I feel like the astrology is just cautioning you, like, don't be frivolous right now because you'll be happy that you saved the money to implement the things that you're really excited about later. It's not like you're going to have a crisis or anything like that. Um, and of course, your readings have pointed to that. So, um, and there'll be plenty of abundance later. But for now, in order to make money, you need to spend money, right? So just be mindful. Now, your first reading had two kind of obstacles. You had a tower and a three of swords. That's the, heart with the three swords. And both of them are kind of upsetting to see, because a tower you had in the first reading in the same spot. You got it again in the spot. Um, and for you, Virgo, in August, all this means is that there is going to be something that happens in your path that you have no control over. It does not mean that there's going to be this big catastrophe. A tower can point to that, but that's not what this is talking about. The example that I used was a car accident, right? And we've all been in them, I'm sure, or witnessed them or whatever, where, right before the car accident, sometimes the other driver is doing something really dumb, right? And you're like, what the hell are they, and then they crash into you. And your initial reaction is, what an asshole. I'm going to go, tell them what for, and then yell at them and tell them what an idiot they are. I'm gonna get my baseball bat even more. You know what I'm talking about. Like, there's like an adrenaline reaction. Um, so you have the choice. You have free will, right? You can give in to that and create a right. And let's be clear. I'm not saying that you're going to get into a car accident. Of course, I'm just using a car accident as an example, right? Because oftentimes car accidents are just happen, right? They're accidents. We have no control over the occurrence. And that is what indicative of a tower, right? So tower equals, our example of a car accident, but King of Cups is next to it. In the first reading, you had Four of Swords, which is the knight lying down on the cot, right? And that's somewhat of the same message here where it says, this thing is going to happen. It's up to you to use your strength and not let your emotions control you, which is very much what the King of Cups is about. He never, ever lets his emotions get the best of him. He is rational. He is loving and kind and everything, but he's no fool either. You can't take his kindness for weakness. He's not the one, but in adverse situations, he's cool as a cucumber, right? So this is what this is suggesting. And it's in the center of your reading, right? The way the Four of Swords were in your other reading, which calls for taking it easy, taking a deep breath, restraints, that kind of thing. Okay? So, um, you could, like I said, you can get out of the car and yell at them, hit them with your baseball bat, get arrested, and be in jail for the next few days. And I got ahead of myself. To rewind a little bit, let's talk about what happens before the car accident, right? We are building a new paradigm, progressing from July. If you haven't seen your reading, go have a look at it because we talk about Neptune retrograde, right? Where Neptune is stopping to gift you with all these, you know, disruptive and, useful, but seemingly kooky and out of left field kind of ideas. Um, and sorry, the pauses are just me making sure that um, I get everything from both readings. So Neptune is bringing us these ideas that is stimulating us to create and to manifest. Okay? That's Seven of Pentacles. here. You not being sure if you can pull it off, but we're going to get to that. And the answer is absolutely, you need to have faith and trust in spirit. And Neptunian energy can kind of make you feel like Seven of Pentacles anyway, because the Neptune will bring such out of left field crazy ideas that you're like, really? Can I really get that done? You know? Yeah, just trust. Okay, so as you're trying to put that together, and we'll get to these cards in a moment, but we're going to focus on the Tower now. Because it all comes to bear. So, you know, we're going to condense this whole month into a day, right? And you've got all these inspiring things that has caused you to make a to-do list, and you get in your car to go get them done, right? And you've got this task, and of course you have a finite amount of hours that day to get it done, but you would really like to get at least the things on your list done. And here you are, and boom, you get into a car accident. So now, like I said, you can indulge your root chakra, right? Which is your animal instincts part of you that is solely reactive and based on survival, right? So you jump out of your car, you grab your baseball bat, and you hit the other person, and the cops come and arrest you, and you're in jail for the next few days. And now you've gotten zero done. It's ruined a whole lot and created more problems for you, right? Or you can take a deep breath and take a few moments to get your insurance card out of your glove compartment and take the few moments to take a deep breath and compose yourself, then get out of the car. And instead of yelling at the person, you're using restraint and you're really assessing the situation, and you realize, oh, okay, it's just a little fender bender. My bumper is just a little bent. It's fine. My car is not totaled. All we have to do is exchange information, and I can go about my day and continue and get my tasks done. Right? So this is kind of what this is saying here, where you have something that happens beyond your control, not necessarily, again, a car accident, but whatever. You use restraint because Seven of Cups says there's so much in front of you that you're going to need to sift through, that, you don't want to let this get in the way, because it doesn't necessarily need to. It's not that serious, right? Then down here in the first reading, we had um, Three of Swords here, which is often the heartbreak card, but terrible heartbreak, like betrayals and, divorces and breakups and that kind of thing. But that's not what it meant here. This was just something that someone says to you or does that hurts your feelings, and the next card was Judgment. Um, so it was, you know, spirit telling you you need to use restraint and not react to it, right? And in the first reading, I got this lump in my throat, tightness of the chest, um, feeling where I felt like the person who's hurting your feelings is someone with whom you'd use use restraints with anyway, like an elder, like your grandmother, or someone that you wouldn't readily tell to F off, you know? Not like a friend where if they insulted you, you tell them right away, like put them in their place. But this is someone who you respect or whatever that you're not going to tell them to F off. But they hurt your feelings all the same. This is someone who knows how to hurt your feelings too, right? But the judgment was saying, oh wait, what's judgment? No, I'm sorry, it wasn't judgment. It was temperance, I think. You had, or both. Might have been planes. Whatever. But the message was spirit telling you, don't react in the moment. Now, oftentimes one should empower themselves and not allow people to speak to you any old way, right? But in this situation, it's really, we're going to take this back to Neptune retrograde in July, where everyone is having those ideas that they're very excited about that makes them be very much in their own heads, right? So it creates, by the way, if you have Gemini in your chart, you should go have a look at the July Gemini reading entitled Crosstown Traffic, because I was talking about that. Um, that it can be very much like crosstown traffic. I'm again talking about cars, but it's a pretty good metaphor where everyone has somewhere to go and not thinking about anyone else's needs. We're just thinking about ourselves, and it creates this gridlock. And that's what creates that Three of Swords situation where this person, you have to remind yourself, is very much in their own head about whatever they're doing, and they're not thinking about your needs in that moment. And you have to remind yourself of that and try not to get angry at them. Because if you do, it's going to create a worse problem than it really is. Again, with this tower, it's the same kind of situation where you're going to need to use King of Cups energy and kind of let it roll off your back because they didn't mean it. So, in a few days, you could wait and later say, you know what? That wasn't nice what you said to me. That really hurt my feelings. You know, I deserve an apology or whatever, but just not in that moment because it's not going to go well. So what you can do is just not say anything, remove yourself from the situation and go feed your inner child in some way by telling yourself you didn't deserve that, but they didn't mean it and that kind of thing. Just have a little talk with your inner child. Um, Go buy your inner child an ice cream and not take it so seriously. Okay. So in this line here, even as I repeated this reading for the second time, we got exactly the same message. And it was funny because in the second reading, towards the end, I was talking about the Three of Swords and not getting butthurt or whatever. And then describing the clarification cards that I pulled, and I got Six of Cups for the Three of Swords that was here. And the Six of Cups is often like the don't be silly and nostalgic and don't have your heart and mind in the past so much. But in this reading, it was simply saying you're going to make up in the end, and everything's going to be okay. No love lost kind of message. And then as I started to, I told this whole story and then I started to, uh, shuffle for this reading. And the first card that came out was the Six of Cups. Um, so it started out with spirit reinforcing what I was saying, which says that in the moment, it's all going to work out just fine. And if you remember that, you'll have a relatively easy month. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope I'm making sense. It's really, really hard to talk about two whole previous readings and try and make them make sense. So I hope it's making sense. Um, if it's not making sense, ask me. You can ask me questions in the comment section. I answer every comment. I really enjoy engaging with you. So um, I welcome your questions. Um, so right. So it starts out the second reading with lead with your heart, use love for the problems that you come across. Believe in yourself and believe in your downloads. Um, Seven of Pentacles. I'm sorry about the glare. Believe in the downloads that you're getting because they will indeed pay off. Something beyond your control is going to happen, but use your strength and calm because have a lot ahead of you, and this isn't really that big of a deal. Anyway, Five of Pentacles, this line here talks very much about the Three of Swords type energy where Five of Pentacles is the left out in the card, cold card, where you feel bad about something, but it's not as bad as it seems. Death here means squash it right away because it's not that important. Just end it. Don't let it progress. Ten of Swords says because it's going to be over quick. Yes, it's going to hurt you, but this is not a lingering problem. It's going to be over before it even starts, right? And then you have the Magician here. Look forward to manifesting what you're working on. Because the result is not likely to come in August now, guys, but it will come. And it's probably going to be somewhere in the following 6 months, right? And I'm saying that because I know the astrology coming going forward. Um, Pluto is going to move back into Capricorn, which is good news for everyone. And that's going to be, wait, Pluto is going to, did I say Capricorn? No. Pluto is currently in Capricorn, which can feel a little restricting. Um, it's going to move back into Aquarius like it was in the beginning of the year. If you don't quite know what I'm talking about, go have a look at your yearly readings, which there'll be a link to below. Um, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node if you have the time or have, you know, the inclination. If you had to choose two, I would say Sun and North Node are the most important. Anyway, right? Pluto is going to kick into gear in Aquarius in December, and that's when everyone is going to start feeling and seeing the fruits of their labors. Not everything all at once on a silver platter, but at least you're going to feel like you got your tires out of the mud, right? So, for the first reading, we had a few of these cards. Um, Bear with me for a moment. It was such a nice reading, so I'm trying my best to recreate the reading the best I can. Oh wait, maybe here. Hope is the conduit for miracles, right? So we're going to put this over here with the Seven of Pentacles and also connected to the Magician, right? You just have to believe that your efforts are going to pay off because they are. You don't have um, these ideas and these dreams for nothing. They're there for a reason. The universe works fast when I'm having fun, right? So when you're in the moment and you feel like your tires are spinning or you feel butthurt or your car crashes, just take a moment to look forward to manifest manifesting. Just remind yourself you have a goal. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied right now. You have a goal to work towards. Yes, what you're going through in the moment is difficult, but let's get past it because we've got the good stuff to get to. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see, right? This is all about obviously perspective, right? In your choice to see things. You can choose to make a mountain out of a molehill with the fender bender. You can choose to make a mountain out of a molehill with the person who throws the mindless insult at you, but it doesn't need to be as big of a problem, right? And then we have, I choose to learn through love, right? Which is my favorite card in this advice pile. That it is not easy in the moment to choose love, right? And this is coming from a New Yorker, okay? It is part of our culture to not hold back when we're angry. You know, New Yorkers aren't necessarily rude or mean. It's just we're the opposite of Southerners, right? And down south, it's considered bad manners to show anger. But that's not true in New York, in the North, right? It is absolutely socially acceptable, acceptable to show our disdain. You know, if we're mad, we're going to tell you we're mad, right? So it comes naturally to a New Yorker if we have that FU, uh, you know, brewing up in our root chakras to let that out right away. But it is a lesson in restraint and a lesson in love to use that restraint and not throw that negative energy out. Because in the moment, it's, it feels good to let it out, but it's not good to contribute to negative energy, right? Especially in August, right? Because we are manifesting. The manifestation process can be very delicate, right? Because we are building the energy to create something. So the uh the old saying that we used to use for women, sugar and spice and everything nice. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but we're going to apply this to manifestation. We don't want to throw any negative energy into our manifestation process, right? And our juices are flowing in August, right? So this is very much, we don't want to taint what we're cooking up. We want to add that cinnamon and honey and stuff. You don't want to add vinegar into that. So I say all that to say, choose love. And you're going to get to this much easier and faster. And it's going to be all the more sweeter. And, your karma will be, your good karma will be all the more stronger and nicer. And, um, what you reap will be, a bigger harvest, more beautiful harvest, right? So in the second reading, we have leadership and work. So we put the work here over the Seven of Pentacles, right? Because this is occluding your feeling of, or your doubt whether you can pull things off. Spirit is saying, you better work, you know? You're getting there. You're gonna be fabulous and produce great results. And this is the Sonia Choquette, Ask Your Guides deck, and we're gonna read from the book in a moment. But leadership goes over here for the bottom pile, where for the Three of Swords energy, where, someone has hurt your feeling. Um, and also for the Tower as well, right? Your actions can speak much, much louder than words, and also prompt others to take your lead in your behavior. You can show leadership by setting the tone of the situation, right? You can get out of the car screaming with insults, or you can come back at this Three of Swords person with defensiveness and vitriol, or you can use restraints and approach the other driver politely, even though they may not deserve it, but for your own sake, so you can get out of the situation, get on with what you want to do. And leadership in not responding to this person, excusing yourself and going about your business and taking care of it later in a rational way. Leadership, right? So let's read leadership first. Number 14. 14. The keywords are charisma, enterprise, authority, and motivation. Your higher self encourages you to consciously recognize and embrace the leadership role you're carving out for yourself. Through your focus, dedication, consistency, and discipline, you are emerging from the background and becoming recognized by others for both your competence and your wisdom. Others are naturally drawn to your empowered vibration and will follow your lead as they accurately sense that you can be trusted. Your higher self is cheering you forward, stepping into the lead, and do not follow others. You have outgrown other people's control and can trust yourself now to successfully lead your life. Shine your bright light on the world and make no apologies for your enthusiasm or confidence as you forge ahead on your path. Others are watching and will follow. Be mindful, however, not to overdo or you risk becoming disconnected from your source or getting burned out. Your natural enthusiasm is like fire. It is warm and appealing, but must be contained or it can consume you. Your higher self's message to you, lead with, listen now, lead with cool, calm, steady confidence, right? Lead with a cool head, King of Cups. Work helper vibes, number 20. Keywords are discipline, focus, development, commitments. You are in the beginning stage of huge growth period in your career or in your business. What you have been doing until now has brought you to this point where promotion or expansion is possible. Have faith in what's to come. You are on the correct path to building a sound and solid future. Continue to work steadily and with focused determination, discipline, and commitment to your intended goal. You can be confident in a successful outcome. You may not see immediate results from your efforts, but know in your heart that the work you do now will bear much fruit later. See, he's looking here at his pentacles that he's planted. Much like planting a garden, you're planting and cultivating the seeds of success. Careful attention to detail is important right now. The more thorough and dedicated you are in all you do, the more you guarantee your future harvest. Your helper guides message to you. Carry on with confidence. You are on a solid path to lasting financial security. A successful and lasting outcome is guaranteed. By the way, in the first reading, I don't know if I mentioned, you have the Wheel of Fortune here. Okay? Magician is the same message. This is manifestation of your desires and your ability to manifest them. So don't let the stinking thinking linger for too long. It comes into your head, acknowledge it, right? Because you are an earth sign, Virgo. It comes natural to earth signs to doubt things, right? Because we're practical. I'm also an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn sun, right? And Capricorns are even worse than you guys. We go straight for the pessimism when we're in a situation, right? Because we're very well versed in Murphy's Law and that kind of thing. We're practical. We're pragmatic, right? But don't let that pragmatism turn into cynicism, right? Because it's just going to get in the way of your blessings because they're on their way. You're just going to need to be patient. And I know I've been telling you guys this all year, but we just have a few more months until things uh, start sprouting. The seeds that we planted are going to start sprouting. Okay? I love you, Virgos. If you are new to my channel, welcome and thank you for staying for the whole reading. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe and click on the like button. Helps me a lot. Um, like I said earlier, I respond to every comment, so I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. Whatever you want to talk about, I'll be thrilled to engage with you with. Um, and if you're already subscribed, please have a look and see if you're still subscribed because YouTube's weird and will somehow the algorithm will unsubscribe you sometimes. I know it happens to me in my own YouTube experience. Okay? So I will speak to you soon, Virgo. Love, light, and many blessings.